You're listening to DraftKings Network.
God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Stu Gatz.
What's going on?
You know, just one of those days. Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday to you as well.
Week 2, huh?
Yeah, you're very perked up today. You're in a good mood. You're excited. What's going on with you?
I drank this protein coffee thing that Mike Fuentes gave me that has me kind of jittery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you give him?
And something that's in the fridge there. It's like a protein coffee latte mix. It's like 1 cup of coffee with the protein shake. It's like 30 grams of protein.
Right.
I think it's too much protein.
You do?
Yeah. Well, it's a dangerous game because I woke up and I made myself
Protein is a dangerous game?
Yeah, you can take too much and then it's like a whole thing, mess up your kidneys. I one time went to GNC because I wanted to bulk up when I was an athlete in college. I wanted to put on weight because I had a high metabolism, so I couldn't gain weight. Yeah, I was always skinny. So as a college pole vaulter, and I was like, I need to build muscle. So I went to GNC at a mall here. And I asked, an elderly woman who was working there what I should take to gain weight. And she told me, take this. So then I started drinking it. And it was 4 scoops of protein in one of those shakers. It was like drinking mud. It was almost impossible to drink because of how thick it was based on the instructions that it was. And then eventually I had to stop. And then I had a cousin who had a friend who was doing steroids, which I didn't know at the time, but he was into bodybuilding and stuff like that and was doing steroids.
Sure.
And he showed him what it is that I was taking. He's like, if he would have kept taking that, he would have died. It would have killed him. It was way too much protein. It would have killed him. And then I didn't end up passing.
Crazy.
Yeah. I didn't end up passing my physical because they traced blood in my urine.
Right.
And I think that this protein caused me kidney problems, and that's why I have stones and all of that. But I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor.
So you went to GNC and there was an old lady who was
I went to a supplement store.
Because when I go to GNC or a supplement store,
store,
I don't want it to be an old person who's making decisions for me. I
didn't know what I was doing.
Jacked, you know.
We're way off topic here, it was this was one of those dangerous games where I needed something in the morning, so I drank this protein coffee thing, and then I got this bag of it's one of those little things with mixed nuts and cheese to eat. Yeah, because I made myself toast this morning before I left the house, and then my dogs ate it while I wasn't paying attention.
Right.
And then I was running late, and I needed something. Yeah.
Right.
Thieves, criminals, these dogs.
So how's the cheese?
Cheese is a dangerous game.
Why is cheese and protein? Well, cheese is a protein, right?
I think it's more of a fat
dairy product.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Dairy products in your late 30s, dangerous game.
Yeah. What's going on with the cheese?
Well, this cheese is dusty, and I don't know if it's by design or if it's old cheese, but I'm eating it because I need something in my system.
But why is cheese a dangerous game? We'll get to football in a minute, I promise you.
Because cheese looks...
It's also 7:55 in the morning. You're eating cheese.
Well, it's 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's 5 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah. That's okay.
Sorry, the clock in here is wrong.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, cheese comes in many shapes and forms, and sometimes cheese isn't the cleanest looking of foods, but sometimes it's that's what it's supposed to look like. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
Right. Sometimes cheese looks like a little molded, and you're supposed to eat it.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
There's moldy cheese that I think is okay to eat. Don't eat moldy cheese if you're listening to this. Football, huh?
Yeah, football. Wow.
Kraft
I'm tired.
singles. Yeah. The Patriots.
Ooh, I don't
Robert
like Kraft singles at all.
Nope.
Good.
Yeah, like that segue, yeah?
I do. Yeah, that's well done by you.
You know what Sunday Night Football was?
What?
A game of inches.
Well, football is a game of inches.
I know, but last night was definitely a game of inches the way that game ended.
We have a lot to get to. We have Pretender or Contender.
Ooh.
Week 2 edition.
I like it.
We have Lucy or Goosey. Lucy going to join us again. New game.
That's fun.
Very excited. She spent the weekend at UF with those animals up there.
Big win for the Gators.
It was a big win for the Gators. Big win for the Canes, the Gators, the Knowles, the Dolphins, and of course, FIU. Pause up, Billy.
Yeah, pause up. FIU won 3-1.
I have my top 5 quarterbacks through week 2. Stroud, Richardson, or Young. We play that game. And Billy's Big Board, which was 0-3 last week. So
Billy's Big Board's brought to you by,
blank,
but last week we talked about what happened last week. We don't worry about last week. This is a new week. There's 2 games tonight. Exactly right.
Yep.
You get it.
You were up late last night, huh?
I was. Sunday Night Football when it's your team is rough.
Yeah.
Especially when you have to wake up at 5 in the afternoon to do a show the next morning.
And the Patriots made you hang around, you know?
Yeah. You're hoping that one would be over quick, but it wasn't. There's something about the teams that I root for that they just simply can't close and put teams away early and like have me have a stress-free viewing experience. Because like you mentioned FIU earlier, they're up 24-3 at the half and then ended up winning 24-17 because of like a pass interference call in the end zone. It was like or a holding call or something. It was like a whole thing. I just can't root for teams that can just blow people out and have me have a stress-free sports experience.
You want like what the Cowboys did to the Jets. You want that.
100%.
Where second half you can just turn the game off or just have it on, but you don't have to pay attention.
Yes, exactly right. By the way, the Giants, I know we're not talking about the Giants. Ooh,
saved their season.
They did save their season, but they were looking rough.
They started the season down 60-0.
Yeah.
40-0 to the Cowboys a week ago and trailed 20-0 at halftime. Came back and won that game. That was a master class by the Arizona Cardinals in tanking. I mean, unbelievable. You're in the game. You're good enough to be in the game. You have a 20-0 lead at halftime, and then someone pulls you aside and says, hey, Josh Dobbs, stop playing so well. We need to lose this game. Caleb Williams is out there.
You think someone like calls and like sideline, like, hey, what are we doing here?
No doubt about it.
Yeah, the owner's like, Gannon, we get it.
Yeah.
Right, we get it. You can coach.
You can coach, Gannon, right. Your job's secure, okay? Now lose the game.
Dave's hot seat?
I mean, not now.
Not anymore.
Not now.
But it was looking like it.
Right. Gannon let him off the hook. Mm-hmm. I mean, how about that? I'll tell you he's on the hot seat, though. Staley.
Really?
I mean, Billy.
Well, Austin Eckler didn't play yesterday.
I don't care. You're playing against Tennessee. Tannehill looked dreadful a week ago. Absolutely dreadful. And Tennessee, you go in there with one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and yes, Eckler's out, but you still have such a talented roster. And with that roster, what you can't do is start 0-2 and lose the faith of all the guys in that locker room and your entire fan base because no one believes in the coach. They believe in the quarterback, but they don't believe in the coach. They believe in the team, but they don't believe in the coach. They believe in the talent, but they don't believe in the coach. He's going to be fired.
We're running into that situation where now everyone's saying get Justin Herbert out of there because they're wasting him, which is like, Justin Herbert, do something.
I mean, he signed there. He just signed a contract.
No, I know, but they're saying that they're wasting his youth. Can I say something that is controversial, especially after the Aaron Rodgers injury last week?
Mm-hmm.
I missed the field turf with the little pellets that would jump up so you can see when someone dragged their foot and when it hit the ground. Now the new turfs that they have, you can't see if someone's foot is down or not. It's very confusing.
Right.
I like the drag where you could clearly see the things getting thrown up in the air, and you knew if 2 feet were down, 1 feet are down, whatever.
So the pellets, which that's the dangerous turf.
Yeah.
You want that turf back because you can see whether or not a guy's in bounds.
Yeah, it was visually a lot easier to follow the game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it's dangerous.
Yeah, but I could see more if someone dragged their foot or not.
I understand that. For you, yes, it's good for you, but it's not good for the players and their knees.
Yeah, but I could see better. Did you see the touchdown that Mac Hollins almost caught yesterday? We're all over the place.
No, they screwed him. They screwed him on that.
Did you see that?
Listen, that's what you have to do on a Monday morning / afternoon is you just start careening all over the place. That's okay. Whatever pops into your head, just go with it.
What we need to do is start branding this segment. We'll call it the Scrum.
Yeah.
And
well,
then,
the show itself was supposed to be. I wanted it to be called Monday Hangover.
Right.
But it's not called that. It's just God Bless Football. So it could be God Bless Football Monday Hangover. And I wanted to take callers, but we don't have a phone line, so I can't do that. Because the idea of callers was to have callers, like fans of any team, college, pro, whatever, right? Hockey, I don't care. Just kind of call in and just give us like a thing, and then we would go. Right? But we don't have a phone line. So
what happens?
Well, we don't have a phone line, so we can't do that.
Well, how do we get a phone line?
I don't know.
Like, Billy was excited about doing this show only for the phone calls.
Yeah,
and yet here we are week 2 with no phone calls.
The thing is, so we have this studio that has like millions of dollars worth in equipment, and what Billy wants is a payphone from 1987.
So get him a payphone.
So it seems simple.
Jesus.
Because the other option is setting up like a Google phone that I could like just get my own phone number and have, but then I have to go through like 50 voicemails, and then that's like a whole to do. Right. And I like the live feeling of it. You know what I mean? People can say anything, and then Mike Flynn just needs to figure out how to clean it up if they say something bad.
Mike, how do we get this done for next week? I want us to be able to take phone calls. I do.
I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
You're not getting to it.
It's fine.
But that's just what you say when you want people to think you're getting to it.
Exactly right. He gets it.
Yeah. Stu, I'm a good student of yours.
But I want to take phone calls.
I'll find a way.
All right, but don't be that good of a student, okay?
Did you see the Mac Hollins play or no?
I did see the Mac Hollins play.
So
he was out of bounds. Yes. I didn't need pellets to tell me he was out of bounds, okay?
But here's the thing. Football is so weird because, like, And they were even saying it on the broadcast. If he was facing the other direction and his toes hit and then he hits the ground, it's fine.
Yes.
But because he was facing the other direction, because his toes hit and then his heel touches, it's not a touchdown.
Right.
And then when it comes to kickoffs, if you kick, let's say you kick the ball, they kick off from whatever yard line, right? You get the ball and it's live if it lands on the 2-yard line and it stays there and you can get it, right? But if it just touches the end zone, no one even needs to go to it and then it's a touchback. Football's... Don't get me started.
It's weird. But you have the best team in the NFL, Billy. You're wearing your Dolphins hat today. Your team's 2-0.
I'm nervous.
This is why your 2-0 is the best kind of 2-0, okay? It's 2-0, 2 road games. You haven't played a home game yet.
Yeah.
2-0, 2 road games. You have the best quarterback and the best team in the NFL, I think. I think you do.
I hope.
I mean, Mahomes, okay, I got carried away. Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, and it's debatable.
What has he shown me this year?
But you certainly have a top 5 quarterback. You certainly have a top 5 offense, maybe the best offense in the NFL. You have a team, Billy Gill.
Is Mac Jones good?
I don't know.
Because headed into the week, Boston in particular, they wanted to make a story of Mac Jones and Tua are the exact same quarterback.
Right.
And he did okay yesterday, but is he good?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Only if he's playing Big Fangio.
I don't know. Oh,
Big Fraggio.
The fangs came out yesterday. What do you mean?
No,
Big
he was
Fraggio.
Good. I mean, he kind of had Mac Jones looking like Prime Montana for a little bit. So
yeah, but they gave up 17 points. I mean, 17 points on the road to the Patriots. The Eagles gave up 20 points last week to the Patriots.
And do it against Mahomes.
Mike Fuentes has lots of hot takes.
He really does.
Yeah.
He does. Maybe that's why he's not allowing Mikey A's audio to work, so he can speak more.
That could be what it is, actually. It could
Sabotaging.
be sabotage. Yeah.
And Mikey A, you can see him, but I can't hear him. He's shaking his head. He agrees with me.
He's screaming.
Because it's Monday morning / afternoon. And
It's hungover, you know?
Yeah, you have takes. I mean, Mikey A should be our phone call if you can get his...
Yeah, Mikey A, call into our phone.
If you can get the phones working. Get the phones working. Billy.
Yeah.
You have a football team. And I'm not talking about your college team. Billy, you have a fun, athletic football team who is going to go, if Tua stays healthy, if he stays healthy, deep into the playoffs. That's exciting.
I don't want to start talking about the playoffs. By the way, Aaron Rodgers is just getting ready for the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're not going to make the playoffs, but that's a whole other thing.
Aaron, don't rush back. There is no need for you to be worried about January, okay? Did you see what that team looked like without you?
Poor Zach Wilson, man.
Why?
I mean, because he got the team last year, and then he lost the team, and he got it back, and he's just back to being Zach.
I'd say poor Dalvin Cook. That's a man who looks like he wants to be in Miami. Wrong decision.
So, guys, it's Monday. You know what that means.
What?
Lucy's going to join us.
Oh, Lucy.
Great weekend of college football, again, as it is every weekend.
It was a great weekend of college football, but an even better weekend of college football coming up this weekend.
Oh, my God. This weekend's slate is insane. You got Notre Dame, Ohio State,
Yes.
Iowa, Penn State, Florida State, Clemson, so
Yes.
Iowa in there.
We're going to find out who's who this weekend, Billy.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like we are. Yeah.
We're in like a weird spot right now where we don't really know if anybody's good or not.
Right.
We kind of feel like we have an idea. I think we can just confidently say that Alabama is not good.
You had one of the hottest takes about Alabama right before we got started that I loved.
I was so jealous.
Well, because everyone's talking about how Alabama's out of the top 10. They won the game, but they dropped 3 spots. And you don't think that being out of the top 10 is enough?
They should not be ranked.
It's so great.
Watch Alabama football this year. They should not be ranked.
It's so great.
This is not a good football team.
Billy, you're scared.
I am scared. It just doesn't seem right saying that they shouldn't be ranked.
If you watched that game, like let's say that was Auburn playing USF, there's no way Auburn would be ranked after that. No way. But because it's Alabama, because it's Nick Saban, you're like, oh, they have to be good.
Right.
They're not good.
I mean, it was USF.
USF is a terrible program. They've been very bad for several years.
It was a game deep into the fourth quarter. It was a game right up till the end. I think
Till the very end.
I think Alabama on the road was a 29, 30-point favorite in that game.
And it's they went through 3 quarterbacks in that game, but that's not even the issue for Alabama. If you look just at that team, that offensive line, despite having all 4 and 5 stars, is not good. And it's showing their offense is terrible. It's not fun to watch. And the weird thing is is there's no one else in the SEC West right now that looks particularly great. So Alabama could get out of this completely unscathed. However, Ole Miss is coming up, I believe, this weekend, and it's kind of one of these moments where all these teams around the SEC are looking around at each other like, we might actually have a shot. This is the year we can beat Bama.
My skin feels weird just hearing this conversation about Alabama.
They do have Ole Miss this weekend, but why does your skin feel weird?
I don't know.
Why,
It just doesn't feel right. It feels like heresy almost. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Billy, they've lost a game already. They struggled at USF, and she's simply saying outside of the top 10, they should be thankful that they're still in the top 25. They have no business being there.
What happens? What happens?
That was Monday, by the way.
What happens if Lane Kiffin beats Nick Saban?
I actually don't think that much.
No, for the world.
For the world?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that might be bad for the world. Oh, my God. I think everything's going to turn into the frat party I went into this weekend.
Yeah, can we talk about that?
We'll get to UF. This is great, but why are you worried about the world? Because I think Lane Kiffin is going to beat Nick Saban.
The world just feels like it'll be off its axis if Lane Kiffin beats Nick Saban.
I think it's actually going to put the world back where it should be because
Right.
now everything will be
On its
balanced
axis?
out.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe
Maybe that's how climate change ends.
Is Lane Kiffin
Lane Kiffin beats Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Right.
That just
Anyone
gets things
can do
back
it.
on
Put that on
track.
the poll, please.
Oh my
Is that
God.
how climate change ends?
It's the 10-year anniversary of him getting left on the tarmac. How perfect would that
Is
be?
it really?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin saves the world.
I always knew you would do it.
Left Boca to save the world.
Jeez.
Because that guy owned Boca. I mean, no one worked Boca like Lane Kiffin when he was down here.
Do you think he regrets leaving Boca?
No. It's that Ole Miss.
It was a
No
dumb
way.
question.
He's taking on Nick Saban. He has a chance to save the world this weekend.
You were in Gainesville.
I wasn't Gainesville.
Sorry.
How? No, Gainesville. We've been talking about this. Gainesville's fun for, short periods of time.
24 hours.
No, you can give it like 72.
Oh, I was there for a long time.
Yeah?
There was only I flew into Gainesville and there's only one flight out a day back to Fort Lauderdale.
I didn't know that Gainesville had an airport. I
It's
always drove
very
up
small.
because it's like a 5-hour drive. So when I went up in college, it was always a drive.
I just assumed there was a flight direct from South Florida to Gainesville and back. I just never thought about it.
Yeah.
Like every time I've gone there, and it's pretty often. Billy knows that because my wife went to school there. We've gone in the car.
Yeah.
You know?
It is like a 90-minute flight.
Yeah, it was a very
Yeah.
quick flight, super easy. My flight there got delayed by 6 hours. So I was like, oh, I could have driven. But
Jesus.
that's fine. I know,
Right.
ridiculous. But yeah, you fly into Gainesville, but there's only one flight out, like back to South Florida. So I was stuck there all day Sunday. I spent 6 hours at Steve Spurrier's restaurant.
Really? The old ball coach.
Wow.
Well, tell us about it. I mean,
Surprisingly, not a lot of TVs there. I had to pull out my
Really?
iPad and watch
Really?
Red Zone. I was like, for a football coach, establishment bar, you feel like there'd be more TVs.
Wait
There
a
were
minute.
2.
What is a Steve Spurrier restaurant? I imagine it's just like a Florida Gators Margaritaville.
It's more just like a museum of him. Oh. Like, it's all
wow.
Steve Spurrier.
I'm
Like,
good with that.
it's like a
like
giant
heaven.
wall.
Don't focus on the TVs. Focus on me.
Yeah.
I couldn't see any. I had 2 TVs, but I had one giant wall of all his lifetime achievements.
Wow.
And all his keys to the city. He's got quite a few.
What
Really?
city? Just different cities?
Yeah.
Gainesville.
Wow.
Gainesville.
Yeah.
I think maybe he has one to Columbia, but I don't know.
He doesn't deserve one for
He really
Columbia. He did nothing at South Carolina. Like, get out of here.
Is Gainesville a city?
What is it? What
I don't
question
know.
is that? Yes.
Yeah. It's like right on
Gators,
the edge.
Danny Warfel cutting the grass.
Was there a statue of Danny Werfel there?
There wasn't, but I did have chicken and waffles for breakfast. It was brunch.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's not a punt. That's literally what it was called.
No, I know. What?
Spurrier's?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Billy, I am begging you to look up the menu
Strange
items.
place.
I want to know the menu items.
It was good. I had the brunch there, had a mimosa, sat there for 6 hours.
Right. What'd you do pregame, though? Because that place is crazy pregame, and Tennessee was in this weekend.
So we went to a couple frat parties. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what I ended up doing. They knew you at
Yeah.
one of the frat parties I went to.
I know those animals. I party with them. Okay?
You have not partied with them. They're 19 years old.
It doesn't matter. I've been to that frat. I know what you're talking about.
They
Yes.
saw the mic, and then
Yes.
and literally someone was like, "I met Stu Gotts here once," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I don't really know how to respond to that, but I had a great time. I felt really old and overwhelmed, but they let me up and do like a little DJ thing.
Right.
Had a good time.
Yeah.
A really good time.
And that was a big win for Florida.
Big win for Florida.
Yes.
Now I don't want to like knock it down. Tennessee's not as good as people think they are. There's that whole team. They're not really running it the way they should be because they haven't changed anything after Hendon Hooker has left. But it was a huge win for Florida. It was one of the coolest atmospheres I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was an absolutely huge win, especially because when I was talking to Florida fans before the game, they were like, we're done with Billy Napier if he loses this one.
Right. But he got the win. So
got the win.
This is an interesting year. We have a new game, by the way, called Lucy or Goosey.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
There's props. They're right underneath your computer.
Yes, we'll get to it in a second. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil. I do think the interesting. Billy's been working on this all morning. Have you gotten to Spurrier's restaurant real quick?
I am looking at the menu of Spurrier's restaurant. One of the items is orange and blue shrimp, which sounds like an awful name. An awful name.
Is there a
tailgate chili?
Is there a Chris Leak soup?
No.
Chris Leak's would be great. He wasn't there when Leak was there, though. That was, I think it was Urban's team, right?
Yeah, that's Florida themed.
The other thing about college is that there's something called Grain Bowl, which could actually be a bowl game.
Yeah.
But I think it's just a grain
Grain Bowl?
Yeah.
I saw someone get it. It was just the Grain Bowl. I went for brunch, so they had like a little brunch buffet.
Right. I'm looking for play on names like within that menu.
There's not a ton that I
Really?
see here. I don't even see chicken and waffles on here.
Go to the brunch menu.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The brunch at Steve Spurrier's restaurant.
Yeah, the brunch.
No TVs.
I
A
will
lot
say
of people
But unlimited
recommended it to
mimosas.
me.
Spurrier's
And unlimited pictures of Spurrier.
Spurrier's
many
Gridiron Grill looks like the logo makes it seem like a high end place, but you're making it seem like not that.
I didn't think it was high end, but I showed up and everyone was dressed a lot nicer than me. And I was like, ooh, maybe this is a nicer spot, but it was recommended to me a ton. The
Right.
food was like pretty good. I thought there should have been more TVs. I thought it should have been more like a sports bar. But it was pretty much just look at Steve Spurrier and everything he's done. Look at all his hats.
They sell a bobble. There's a shop also, by the way. You can buy a book, you can buy a koozie, you could buy a bobblehead, and it says goat on his hat. And I don't know.
Seems like a merch store for Spurrier.
It pretty much was. There was a surprisingly little amount of. It's actually not surprising, but there was not much like South Carolina stuff in there at all.
Right.
You would not know what he goes
If you're looking for high end, Gainesville is not the place to
No,
go.
it was not.
Ouch.
Just so it's not. I mean, love you, Gainesville, but it's not. It's gross. Love you.
a stretch.
Love you,
Gross
Gainesville. It's not great.
It's a college town.
What I find interesting about this college football season is there really is it doesn't feel like, at least through, I guess, 3 or 4 weeks, that there's a dominant team. It feels like there is parity. It feels like 15 teams could win a national championship this year.
And I love it so much. I think it's awesome. You're going to have people be like, wow, everybody is bad. But I don't think that's the case. I just don't think that there's one team that is so much better than everyone else. And if it would have been a team, it was Georgia. They struggled against South Carolina this week. It feels like we have a year where there is a lot of competition. A lot of people could, potentially make a run to the playoffs.
Is that good though, or is that bad? Because that's kind of good in the terms of
I
like
think it's
this is
great.
what everybody said that they wanted, but at the same time, the way that it's coming off by everyone else is like, yeah, there's just no dominant teams, which everybody hates, except when you don't have them, and now everybody's longing for them.
Mm-hmm.
I am so happy with this. I'm excited we're in a world where Florida State, who was a playoff favorite, almost loses to Boston
That was
College.
rough. That was a rough
It's a
game.
great game, though.
Great.
I was rooting for BC because of the significance of the day for them. Yeah.
It was fun to watch that in Gainesville. We got to catch like the end of that at the tailgates. People were a little bummed, but I think it's really awesome that there isn't just, okay, we all know that Alabama is just going to steamroll everybody. It's fun that there's different, teams involved, especially different conferences. This is the first year I've looked at the SEC West and the SEC in general and been like, this is not the best conference. And I don't even think it's close. I think the Pac-12 is a lot better than the SEC is.
Really?
Yeah.
Funny the Pac-12 is in its final season.
It's so
Which is
strange.
wild.
It's so strange.
wild.
Having
say,
a great year, and they're just not going to exist anymore.
Maybe the teams in the South should go out west.
Yeah, I'd rather be like Washington State having that good of a season.
Right.
Yeah, and Washington State and Oregon State have looked really good this year, and I'm so happy for them because I think they should be America's team. I think we should all root for them to do really, really well.
I am told there's a Lido Shepherd's pie on that menu. Am I
Really?
wrong? Yes.
I'm off the page already.
What do you mean you're off the page?
Well, once I saw that he was selling bobbleheads, calling himself the GOAT, I'm like, I don't know about this place.
Marcus Lattimore.
That was good.
That's what I'm told, Billy.
You're making that up.
I'm not making it up. A producer sent it to me whose voice can't be heard on the show today because
Well, he did call in the right
we
line.
can't even take phone calls.
Yeah.
He's just waving to us. Connor Colstraw.
How do you guys feel about coleslaw?
I don't like it.
I don't
Not a big
either.
fan.
I'm fine with letting it go.
Coleslaw is weird because like there's
This
like
is
a perfect.
coleslaw, though.
Yeah, it has to be like not too soggy but not too dry.
Right.
It's like a very small window of perfection.
I could do without it.
Basically like Deion Sanders, small window of
I
perfection.
could do without it. Like, of the potato salad,
waiting for that one.
macaroni salad, and coleslaw, of those options, the one I want the least is coleslaw.
I think that's fair. I'm not a coleslaw person. It's just like, it's really big in the South, and it's never that good. So I'm like, I'm not going to eat this.
All right, so now we narrow it down to macaroni or potato salad. I'm a macaroni salad guy. I am. I like
I had
macaroni
macaroni at Steve Spurrier's place. I didn't have any, though.
Really?
So
salad. Really?
I don't know if it was good or not.
It wasn't named after someone?
It wasn't named after
Mac
somebody, so
brown
I was
and
like, I
cheese.
can't eat that.
Why? In
I don't
Gainesville,
know.
though?
Yeah.
Maybe
It's a
in
stretch.
Chapel Hill or Austin, perhaps.
Swing and a miss.
Are you ready for the? We're going to keep you another segment.
Yeah,
Get
we
used to
have
that, by the way.
Loosey Goosey.
Yeah,
We
get
have
used to
10
that.
seconds left.
All right.
Steve Spurrier's restaurant took up so much time.
Yeah, probably too much.
I'm
It took
so
up so
happy
much
it did.
of my time. I
Yeah,
was there
there you
so
go.
long.
You brought it to the show with you.
Lucy or Goosey? We debut it next. All right, I still have top 5 quarterbacks through week 2 in the NFL. We have Pretender or Contender, week 2 edition. Pretender or Contender. Billy's going to take us through that. And Billy's big board, right?
Yeah, Billy's Bets Big Board brought to you by. Coming up.
We have a, you were 0-3 last week.
But there was
Right.
circumstances.
Right,
Yeah.
you're heating up. Right.
Yeah, it's a slow start. It's my preseason, you know what I mean?
We also have Stroud, Richardson, or Young. We have a lot to get to.
Yeah, big update.
Before we get to Lucy Goosey here, Lucy or Goosey, the Colorado State game, one of the great games that I'll never see because I was sleeping. But I was told it was a great game.
That was the craziest thing because everybody was there like first thing in the morning, bright and early. You had Fox there, you had ESPN there. Everybody was there.
Right.
And then it's like, well, this game doesn't take place for another 12 hours.
I don't know what they did because, like, I'm all for tailgating all day long, but that is just not sustainable, especially when you had 2 overtimes to the mix. That's insane. And the crowd stayed.
Yeah.
Student section was active. Like, good for them.
Well, it was a crazy environment. The Rock was there. Lil Wayne was having a concert there. Like, everybody was there. Everyone had the energy. But then it's like, now I have to take a nap. Like, what do you do for all of that time in between? By the way, huge week for blenders. Huge week for Blenders. Stugotz Blenders is the brand that makes the sunglasses that Dion wears.
Yep.
And he put it out there. And Blenders is like
I have a pair of blenders. They're great.
Yeah, prior to this, see hot takes. Prior to this, Blenders is like I would call it like an Instagram targeted ad company. You know what I mean? Like they will come up whenever you're looking for sunglasses as like a more economical option, I would say, right? And you could get a pair of Blenders for like $40. I don't know what the Dion sunglasses cost. They did $1.2 million in sunglasses on his like exclusive glasses like the next day. Yeah.
It worked out so well because that deal came out the same time that Colorado State's head coach was like, I'm respectful. I don't wear my sunglasses when I talk to people. Blah, blah, blah.
It was perfect.
It was perfect.
And
yes.
then Dion's giving sunglasses to everyone. The Rock's wearing them.
Stephen
It's
A,
just,
right.
you couldn't buy the publicity that the sunglasses got. It's just incredible.
You can't buy what Dion has done. I mean, listen, through 2 weeks, right? That was a bad game. That was a lousy slate. But Colorado State. Colorado has been one of the worst programs in NCAA, like Billy. In Division I NCAA over the last 5 years, they've been probably a top 10 terrible program. They've been that bad. And in 2 weeks, to get both pregame shows out there, to get that much juice over a Colorado State game, where we don't even know if Colorado's that good. We'll find out over the next 2 weeks. But just because of Dion's presence, Lucy, to attract that sort of attention. Then he's on 60 Minutes last night. And shame on 60 Minutes for putting Dion on there. I don't want to go to 60 Minutes for Deion Sanders, all right? Give me a world leader. Give me someone who's solving something. Give me someone who's doing something more important,
You're so
okay?
full of crap.
When we all get tired of Dion, I'm going to blame the media, specifically 60 Minutes. But Dion has done an amazing job in which you have both pregame shows going out there for Colorado State, and the Colorado State coach gave us everything because he made a story out of the game.
He made a story out of the game. He did a terrible coaching job. What's wild is Colorado State definitely
did.
should have won that game.
Yeah.
They lost that game on Jay Norvell's coaching, which is a whole nother story for another day. But with Colorado, Dion has just created this entire brand. It's when you watch the Colorado State game, all right, time to go to media timeout. Dion is in all the commercials.
Right.
Like it is literally, he has just taken the sport by storm. It is Dion's world and we are living in it right now.
You go to commercial break, there's an Aflac commercial.
The pistachio commercial. Like,
pistachios don't help with healing, do they? It's almonds, right? I think it's almonds.
maybe it was an almond commercial.
It's
He's
an
in some
almond
sort
commercial,
of nut
yes.
commercial.
Can I say something weird? I'm
But
worried.
you don't take almonds to ease the soreness after a workout. No one does that.
No.
Well, that's what he's claiming, Dion.
I'm worried about the crash for Colorado after Dion leaves.
Well, after they lose to Oregon.
Well,
Dion's got, I would say, 2 years left at Colorado because right now it doesn't seem like there's an SEC job that is going to be open that's that valuable this year. I don't really see any major firings happen at like a real marquee,
Alabama,
school.
if things continue.
Maybe Bama. Give it another year.
Hot seat.
Eventually that job will open up and he will go to the SEC. He's going to have more money, more resources. Like it seems like the natural progression. And he said he doesn't want to go to the NFL. So
No.
You buying that, though?
I mean, well.
What if he can coach his son in the NFL?
But the thing about the NFL, like Dion seems like college is a great fit for him, right? Because of the way things are set up. Like he can every year have his own team and he can continue recruiting whoever he wants. If you go to the NFL, you're kind of stuck with contracts, you're stuck with the draft. Like he can't build a team the way he can in college. Not to say he can't succeed. I'm just saying it seems like college is a great fit for him.
Yeah, no, if you look at how, Colorado has succeeded this year, it's not necessarily because of, the scheme, although he made really good coordinator hires. It's because of the talent he brought in. It's
And he's only going to get more.
Yeah, he's
like after
only
everyone
get
sees
more.
what's going on, like Colorado's going to be good with Dion.
It'll be a destination for 2 years. They will have like 3 years post-success after Dion with just kind of the leftover talent that doesn't follow him. And then Colorado will probably fade back into oblivion.
There is something, I think, for Dion. If he has the ability or the opportunity to coach his son at the highest level, that would be, I would think he would take that opportunity. If indeed he has it. We don't know.
I think he would too. I think right now it's just, the focus is on Colorado and he doesn't want to make it seem like he's looking for greener pastures, which, I mean, he's 3 games into the season. We still don't even really know if Colorado was good or not.
Right.
But I really do expect that the NFL isn't completely off the table.
You love college football more than anyone I know.
Thank you.
You do. I'm wondering, is Sundays a letdown for you? You don't like the NFL. Do you like the NFL?
I like the NFL, but I don't love the NFL.
Right.
It's not as gross as I would like it to be.
Oh, good.
And I think that when I look at the NFL, I think what the difference is between why I love college so much is because if you lose a game in college, your year is done. Like everything just means so much more. It's so much more intense.
Unless you're Alabama.
Right. Which whatever. But the traditions, like this weekend in Gainesville, I got to see the Won't Back Down, which was one of the coolest college traditions I've ever seen in my life.
So awesome.
So
Yeah,
awesome.
very
I
cool.
started to cry a little bit because I was like, oh, well, this is such a special moment that we all get to share with each other.
Did the people who experience it every week look at you like, what's wrong with you?
I think they weren't noticing how much I was crying, but it was like,
Well,
like
it was
a couple
dark. It was dark, so-
and there were
yeah.
like glistening tears because I was
Night
like,
game.
how special is it that we're all here together, just like one community? Like
That's
this
so
is
nice.
so great.
So Sunday is it's a letdown for you.
It is a letdown, but it's like the nice little like post game for me. Like it's perfect. It's like the
Okay.
one drink like after you go to the bars. Like you come home and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna wind down. That's what the NFL is to me. And I tried to watch as much as I could at Steve Spurrier's bar, but he didn't have many TVs.
It actually sounds like the perfect situation, Stu Gatz, because like imagine if it was reverse and you who love the NFL more than college, you got the NFL on Saturday and then you had Sunday to like recover from Saturday watching more football, but like football you didn't care
Football
about
you don't
as
care
much.
about. Right,
yeah, exactly right.
It escalates for me,
Yeah.
which I hate.
You're in the
Yes.
perfect
No,
situation.
it works out nice
Yeah.
because if I have a bad Saturday, that's okay. I have Sunday to recover, and it's nice because if my team loses, people are going to forget about it.
Are you ready for the first edition here of many, by the way, of Lucy or Goosey?
I'm so ready.
Okay, so I am hoping that we get outside of college football eventually, just with like, normal stuff that, in everyday life. But for now, the game is simple.
Okay.
I am simply going to say a college football team, and you are going to tell us Lucy or Goosey.
Yeah.
Lucy, you think they're going to be around in the playoff, have a chance for a national championship. You're convinced already. Goosey?
Yeah.
You know?
All right, I'm ready.
Okay, good description.
Yeah, sure.
I got it.
All right, here we go. Penn State. Lucy
Oh, this is such a
or
tough one.
Goosey? Okay. It's a tough one.
This is a really tough one, especially
know.
because I'm going to Iowa Penn State this weekend.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
But I'm actually gonna go Lucy on this.
Wow.
one. I went for
Lucy.
Goosey, but this is the one year where if you look at the Big Ten, Ohio State, I don't know what their deal is.
Okay.
It's a little more open than it ever
They're
has
Goosey.
been.
No.
But they need to get past Iowa this weekend, which
there.
is actually kind of tough.
Okay. What do you mean we'll get
All right,
there?
so one Lucy.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm writing.
Ohio State wasn't on my list. I just figured it was Lucy.
That would be Goosey.
But now it appears to be Goosey. Wow,
Okay,
look at that.
well, hold up the Goosey then. Those are the rules.
Hold up
Yeah,
the
Goosey. Yeah.
I didn't even have Ohio State. You took me there. Okay, here we go. Duke, Lucy or Goosey?
I'm so high on this Duke team.
Wow.
Lucy, I don't think they're a playoff contender, but I do think they're very, very good, and that's why I wanted to give them a Lucy.
Okay.
They could mess things up. They have Florida State on the schedule this year. That's a good Duke team. Riley Leonard is really fun to watch.
Okay. Mikey, you held up a Lucy there, just so I'm clear?
Yeah, he did.
Good. All right. Way to contribute. North Carolina, the Tar Heels. I can't believe I'm asking you about ACC basketball schools. North Carolina, Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to hold up Goosey, but UNC
Wow.
is the one team you can watch this year and be like, I have no idea what's going on there. I don't know if they're good, bad. I think their defense is going to be an issue. Drake May is so electric and fun to watch. If you see a UNC game on your TV, you should tune in just to see him. But
Okay.
their defense is not very good.
They're 3-0. They play Pitt this weekend, but you're still Goosey.
Pitt is not good. Pitt is not good. They
They're
don't have
Goosey.
they're
Yeah.
very Goosey.
Okay. Washington, Michael Penix Jr. He's in the conversation, right?
Lucy easily.
Really?
Wow.
They are so good. They are
Wow.
they probably have the best offense in college football right now. It's wild because this is a year where Washington just feels so good. They could easily compete for a playoff, but the Pac-12 is really tough, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do pick up a loss, but they are very good.
Mikey A is asking Oklahoma via scrap paper. Oklahoma, Lucy or Goosey?
Wow.
I don't know for this one quite yet, but I think you do matter. You're important. I think I'm going to go Goosey for
Wow,
Oklahoma.
Goosey.
They haven't
Right.
really faced anybody
They're always
yet.
Goosey.
They're
Yeah.
always Goosey. They have Texas in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big game.
It's a big game.
All right, let's get through these. Florida State, Lucy, Goosey. I guess you already addressed that, right?
I still think they're good. I'm going to go Lucy still. Boston College on the red bandana game is always just they play a different level on that day.
Right.
Florida State, I think, has a loss in them. Like,
Okay.
I really think they do, but I don't think that Clemson or Miami in the ACC is really going to challenge them.
University of Miami, Lucy or Goosey?
I
careful.
have to go.
Be careful,
I have
my
to
dear.
go Goosey.
Yes.
I can't just look at you and say you're great after beating Texas A&M.
right.
Okay, Appalachian State did that last year. Let's just let's take it down a notch.
Ooh, FIU, Lucy or Goosey?
That's a great one. I predicted that
I'm
victory,
gonna go
Billy.
Lucy
There
for
we go,
you.
Lucy. I'm so excited.
Lucy?
Just for you.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
3-1 now.
Pause up.
Notre Dame, Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going Lucy.
Really?
This is the first time I've looked at Notre Dame and been like, wow, they have a quarterback.
This is such
they
a
have
silly
a
game.
quarterback.
Yes.
They're
It's
really
vulgar.
good. And I don't like it.
Right. Colorado, Lucy or Goosey?
I have to go Goosey.
Wow.
Everyone's going to lose their mind.
No, I'm not. I'm with you. Goosey.
They should have lost to
Yes.
Colorado State. They have a
Wow.
real tough stretch coming up with Oregon, USC. I think they're immensely better than they are last year, but I don't think they're a playoff team.
Wow.
Was
What
that a dirty hit?
Say that again?
Dirty hit?
The win total?
No, the dirty hit. in the
Travis
game.
Hunter.
Oh, the
Yeah.
dirty hit. I thought you said did the win.
No.
Did it hit? No, the dirty hit. He's not. He's out for a few weeks.
Yeah.
He's not going to play.
But you think it was a dirty play?
Lucy
I
or
mean,
Goosey?
it was not a good hit.
Yeah.
It was not nice. It was. I would say that was a Goosey hit.
Football's not nice.
It was not nice. It wasn't like kick him out of the sport bad.
Yeah. Stugats, so we're wrapping up the show. It's our last segment, and we still have 1,000 things we need to do. We have the top 5 quarterbacks for you. We have Stroud, Richardson, or Young if you want to do that. We have Billy's Bets, Big Boards brought to you by that we got to get to. We have Contender, Pretender that we have to get to.
Right.
You know what? I can save everybody time right now on the whole Stroud, Richardson, Young situation.
Yeah.
So Stroud was the best one yesterday. 384 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Richardson had 2 touchdowns, but then he had left the game with a concussion, which, by the way,
He was warned.
Trevor Lawrence warned him last week. Like,
Yes.
don't do that. You're going to get hurt.
Right.
And then sure enough, 2 weeks in a row, he gets hurt.
Okay.
And Bryce Young plays tonight. So
Okay.
this one we're going to say incomplete. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to give it to Richardson. Or no, I'm going to give it to Stroud this week.
Okay.
Who do you
you're
want to give it
assuming
to?
you're assuming Bryce Young will play poorly tonight, is what you're saying.
He's not going to play better than CJ Stroud did Even knowing CJ Stroud lost.
They lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Colts won.
Yeah, but he had a good game.
So did Richardson.
Yeah.
Until he got hurt.
Well, I mean, it wasn't long enough. Okay,
Right.
so who do you want to give it to?
I give it to Richardson.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, that didn't solve
Just to
anything.
annoy you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Because you don't do that.
all right. Anyway,
Yeah. Next.
so you want to do your top 5 quarterbacks through week 2?
Yeah, top 5 quarterbacks through week 2. Before we get to that, Mikey A, what did Breece Hall post on Twitter? What happened? The Jets are falling apart.
He doesn't call the damn plays, essentially. He's upset that he only got 4 carries. By the way, God bless football.
God bless
Hey,
football.
God bless
Mike.
football. Oh, we also have to talk about Takeo Spites and him being honored by.
Oh my God, we got a lot to
by
get
the
to.
Bills.
All right, you want
Yeah.
my top 5 quarterbacks through week 2?
Yeah.
This is not from week 2. This is through week 2.
So this includes week 1.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Okay, number 5. Do we have any sound? Nothing?
No.
Okay, number 5, Jordan Love.
Wow.
I mean, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's playing well. Thank you. Number 4,
Can't wait till he's a Jet.
Desmond Ritter. Falcons 2-0, Ritter 2-0. He leads the league in wins. How about that? Number 3, Baker Mayfield.
Stud.
He's back.
Former God bless football guest.
I know. Number 2, or should I say number 2?
Ooh.
You put him at number 2 just to make that joke.
Yes.
I did, and also to make this joke. Number 1, Kirk Cousins.
First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
We discussed that last week.
Listen, Mikey, it's not his fault. I don't care what anyone tells me. Kirk Cousins is lighting up the league. I mean, and hopefully he'll be a Jet. What? Anyway.
What?
I don't know. Win now, Billy. You
How
see
long
Zach
do you-
Wilson yesterday?
How long do you think Kirk Cousins is going to play for still?
Ever.
He's not slowing down.
No, he's not. He's number 1 through week 2.
We have 2 Monday Night Football games tonight.
I know.
How did that happen? And next week too.
I love it.
Yeah.
More football.
But this isn't the Monday Night Football like double header that we've had in the past. There's like a 7 o'clock and a 10 o'clock. This is like there's a 7:15 and an 8:15. So you're gonna have to either have 2 TVs to watch on a TV and or a device, or you're gonna have to switch back and forth, which is a little annoying.
I'm into that Browns-Steelers game. I don't care much about the Saints and Panthers.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I have a bet on them.
Well, Billy's Bets Big Board brought to you by. I may feature some of those games.
Yes. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
All right, so we got through 2 things. What else do we need to get through here?
So Takeo Spikes was honored by the Buffalo Bills this week. Stugatz, open your email because I asked you not to see this beforehand. So he's on the
Why
field.
was he honored, though?
It's not important to this story. I mean, I guess it is important in the long run, but it's not important to what it is that you're going to see. So he was on the field pregame, and he was, kind of getting the crowd pumped up, all that stuff. Then once you're done doing that, they move you to your seats that they have for you in a suite. So Stugatz, if you'd like to, if you have it here, I'd like for you to see with the audience the seat that it is that he was given, because he was not at all happy with the seat that he was assigned and the view that he got during the Bills game.
Okay, I'm getting to it.
Do you
I'm
see
sorry.
it? Okay.
Yeah, well, the
Well-
internet's not great in here, so I have to go to my phone to
It's
look at
okay.
it. I'm sorry about that.
Well, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. You set it up, so it matters. What do you mean?
Here's the seat that he had, Stugatz.
Oh, come on. You can't do that on Takeo Spikes Day. I mean, it's obstructed
Who
view.
could you do that to?
It's an obstructed view.
He was in a suite that was half the field was blocked by the upper deck. He said, "Congrats to the Bills for getting a dominant win in home opener. I wish I could have stayed for the entire game, but seating accommodations were not the standard. How are you going to have NFL legends supporting with this obstructed sample size of a view? Felt like I was in timeout."
Oh, my God. Can I see it again?
Yeah.
Poor
he
Takeo
goes.
Spikes. That is so
He's blocked by the upper deck.
Those are the seats you give Zach Wilson on Zach Wilson Day in 10 years.
Zach Wilson.
There's not going to
boy.
be a Zach
Yeah,
Wilson day.
that's-
Get out of here.
If you could give him those seats, you do it.
His days are numbered.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, boy.
What do you mean?
If you're the Jets, why are you telling quarterbacks that you're trying to lure that they're going to play behind Zach Wilson? Like, don't do that.
I know. Well, they know better. The quarterbacks know.
I think the quarterbacks do probably know at this point. They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, this is Zach's team. For how long?
Wait, so
The head coach is saying one thing. I'm sure the GM is telling agents something very different.
Yeah.
I mean, Spikes made thousands of tackles for the Bills.
Mm.
I mean, risked his life, his body, his well-being. They were nice enough to throw him a day, even though he probably doesn't deserve a day, okay? But then they seat him in those seats? That is outrageous.
At least it was in the air
Put him in the owner's box. Anywhere. You can't find a seat for Spikes? That's terrible. That is a terrible job. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't really
Bruce
care that
Smith
much.
ain't sitting there. Steve Tasker's not even sitting there.
You want to play Contender Pretender? You want some bets?
Pretender, contender.
All right. Here we go. Week 2, Contender Pretender.
Week 2 edition. Yeah.
Now, just so you know, we blew our budget on Lucy's props, so we don't have props for Contender Pretender. So you're just going to have to say Contender or Pretender.
Okay.
Brought to you by, and then this can be sold also as a sponsored thing. So Contender Pretender, brought to you by.
Yeah, it will be sold.
All right, number 1.
There'll be no blue next week.
Contender Pretender, the Patriots.
Wow. Now, is Mikey A playing as well?
Sure, he can play too.
All right, Mikey, you want to go first on the Patriots? Go ahead.
Pretender.
Pretender, okay.
I say, well, they're 0-2, toughest division. Well, we thought the toughest division in football. Bills are good. Dolphins are really good. Jets, not very good. I'm going to say Pretender.
Okay.
Patriots, Pretender.
All right, 0-2, the Bengals, Contender Pretender.
I am not ready to write off Joe Burrow yet. It doesn't look good. He doesn't look healthy. He doesn't look right. They don't look right. If Burrow's not there, they're done. We'll see if Burrow's going to play through this. So I'm not ready to write him off. I can only give you one answer.
That's right.
'Cause they're certainly not a contender.
Okay, Mikey, you want to jump in?
Pretender,
here?
I guess.
Okay,
Pretender.
Mikey?
I'm going to go contender. I think they
Wow.
right the ship.
Okay.
Okay,
Soon.
the Chargers, 0-2, Contender Pretender.
Pretender.
Pretender. Mikey?
Pretender.
Wow.
Not writing the ship.
Staley going to make it through the season?
No.
No. Mikey?
He makes it through the season.
Yeah.
Rare that they fire a coach in season. I'll say that.
Yeah, but there's been expectations around the Chargers. I mean, I guess it also depends on how long Austin Eckler's out, right? Because he's kind of like one of their best offensive weapons. So you can kind of put some of the losses on him for a certain amount of time, but I think that he's done at the end of the year, but you didn't ask me. Anyways.
They should have won that game. I mean, they should have beat Tennessee even
Their
without
defense
Austin
is
Eckler.
horrible.
Yeah, the defense is not very good, and he makes some boneheaded decisions as a head coach. He just does, you know?
All right, the Broncos, Contender Pretender.
The Broncos are 0-2, Pretender.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like Sean Payton doesn't want to win with Russell Wilson. It does.
He doesn't want to win with him.
It's weird. Yes.
What does he want? He just wants him out?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Yep.
Mikey, did you say Contender?
I said pretender.
Oh,
Denver
Pretender.
Broncos are pretenders.
All right, at 2-0, the Commanders, Contender Pretender.
Oh, I say Contender.
Wow.
Weak conference. Sam Howell is pretty good. Like, he showed me something yesterday. Washington has a good defense. I would have said they're a contender.
Okay.
You stole my thunder. I thought for sure you were going to say pretender. They're contenders.
Yeah, they're good.
All right, so guys, you're going to like this one.
All right.
The Vikings.
Wait, hold on. Fuentes is upset with the Washington pick.
I mean, I like it, but I mean, Denver stinks, and they let them be in that game the whole time. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm waffling. I'd probably say tough division too. So
Yeah, they're 2-0.
Yeah. The Vikings.
Oh, yeah, Arizona and Denver. Whoa, 2-0.
2-0. I mean, 2-0 is 2-0.
The Vikings, Contender Pretender.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I got to check it out. Let me see here.
Pretender.
We're running
being
out of
led
time
by
here.
a contender.
Packers 1-1, Lions 1-1. Bears are not very good. Justin Fields, Jesus.
It's not an easy game. Some people think you just say Contender or Pretender, but you have to actually think in this one.
I'm going to say contender. I'm going to say the Vikings, even at 0-2, they're in a bad conference, bad division. I'll say contender.
Mikey?
I'm going to go pretender.
Wow.
I think their defense is bad, and I think Kirk Cousins is the only thing keeping them afloat with Justin Jefferson.
Best quarterback in the NFL through 2 weeks.
Falcons, Contender Pretender.
Contender.
Wow. Mikey?
Pretender.
Oh, okay.
Really? 2-0, bad conference, bad division. Bijan Robinson is good. Ritter's pretty good. I mean, I like him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. The Bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Contender.
Contender. Mikey?
Yeah.
I'll never bet against Baker Mayfield. Contender.
Really? Why would you never bet against Baker Mayfield?
It's an odd thing to do.
That is
He's got moxie.
I would bet against Baker Mayfield whatever you can.
Yeah,
I mean,
Okay, and finally, the Packers, 1-1, Contender Pretender.
ooh. I'm going to say contender.
Okay.
Again, bad conference, bad division. Jordan Love's better than I thought he would be. And they haven't gotten Christian Watson back yet, who's their best wide receiver. So I'll say contender.
Contender. Good enough.
Good enough.
It's crazy how quickly they overcame the whole Aaron Rodgers situation.
They're in much better
Must be
shape.
nice.
They lost to the Falcons yesterday.
They're in much better shape than the Jets. Yeah, but the Falcons are contenders.
Yeah, they're contenders. We just did it.
What's
Come
the
on,
matter
man.
with you?
Good point, yeah.
2-0. All right, time for Billy's Bets Big Boards, brought to you by... Guys, again, I'm not in a gambling state at the moment, but if I were, These are bets that I may feel inclined to possibly wager on.
Okay.
Potentially.
By the way, we're on the DraftKings network, and I would like to tell you that I won $700 yesterday on DraftKings.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you very much.
What are you going to get me?
A telephone so we can take calls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Here is number one. Billy's Bets Big Boards brought to you by that I'm feeling maybe sort of inclined to wager on if I was in a gambling state.
What was your record last week?
I was 0-3, but there were circumstances. The Saints -3 is the first one officially there. So guys, how do you feel about that one?
The Saints -3. I actually like the Saints. That's one of my picks this week, and so I am with you on the Saints. I think Derek Carr and them boys get it done against Carolina.
Okay.
All
right, my next one that I maybe sort of could possibly feel good about if I was in a gambling state. Browns kicker, Dustin Hopkins. Over 1.5 field goals for the game.
Okay. You want me to comment on that?
How do you feel? Over 1.5 field goals. Do you think it's a good one? Or
no one likes to kick field goals. Who does he kick for?
He kicks for the Browns.
No one likes to kick field goals more than the Browns. And so Dustin Hopkins going into Pittsburgh, Mike Tomlin, that defense. Yeah, I like that. Over 1.5 field goals.
All right, my final one, if I were in a gambling state that I would maybe kind of feel good about, and I think the camera may have seen it because I put it right in front of the camera, is TJ Watt. 0.25 sacks today. I'm taking the over on that. He's going to have over a quarter sack today.
That's a lock.
Yeah,
that's a lock.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Draped in the American flag. That is a lock. TJ Watt.